Alright, so I'm starting at the very beginning here. And when the game first starts up, first we get the autosave feature message, which is fine. But then we get this nice little bonus of it telling us that it's installing the trophy set, which I'm pretty sure it doesn't need to do more than once. And I'm kind of annoyed by that. After that, we end up here at the intro cinematic, which is just a regular intro. It's pretty annoying that you can't skip the first few logos, but I guess that's normal. Now, you press start to enter the game. Another thing that annoys me is this down checking DLC little notification, where I'm pretty sure we've never had any DLC for this game yet, as far as I can tell. At least none worth having this for. I mean, we had like the Yoshimitsu 3P outfit, but I don't think it was worth the hassle of that. And then we get the selection of left or right, and which is pretty convenient if you're playing by yourself all the time, but most people aren't playing this game by themselves all the time. And I'm saying it's not that convenient because depending on where you are and what your controller port is assigned to, when you press start, let's say, I was on port 2 and I press start and then I selected left. Now that's going to mess up everything later, and port 2 is going to be on the left side, port 1 is going to be on the right side, and it just becomes more of a nuisance than a function that's really useful. Also, another thing that bothers me is it doesn't matter which one you pick. In practice mode, you're always going to start on the left, which I think is really annoying, especially if you're trying to practice movement on the right side. And the main screen to me is also really boring. It's not fun at all, which, it's not a big deal, but whatever. Alright, so looking at the main menu, first we have scenario campaign, which, let's face it, no one cares about. Although it was annoying because it was the only way to earn, the only real way to earn G for your customizations, which is, a really fun part of Tekken. At least for this game, it was a lot of fun in arcades to customize your character, and it's fun here. But yeah, like I said, you have to go to scenario campaign to try to earn the money. Now, here's another thing that bothers me is in controller setup, it doesn't have the option to turn off vibrations, which I think is a big deal, because in tournaments, a lot of times some people use converters, and I've seen it before where if someone has a shitty converter, vibration is automatically on for some reason, and you can't turn that off. And, that's really annoying. Another thing about the game is you'll see here, I have my sound, BGM, and everything all the way up, and yet the game still outputs at a very low volume for some reason. I'm not sure why, but if you play on the same volume setting and you play, to give an example, you play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the sound is a lot louder, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Alright, so let's check out versus mode. Alright, so versus mode at first seemed like a really good idea. I mean, obviously for a fighting game, and there was a couple cool things here, but there's also a lot of things that they could have done a lot better. For example, one thing right from the start is, if you're sitting down at a tournament and you sit down and it's already on versus mode, you have no idea what the ports are going to be that you need. And what I mean by that is, in DR, for a mode like this, what happened was the left side was port 1 and the right side was port 2, and it always stayed like that. And I can understand them changing that. Some controllers, even I have controllers where there's no home button. A lot of Korean sticks are like that. There's no home button, so you can't change your port, so if your controller ends up being stuck on port 3, you're fucked. But at the same time, when you, like I said, you sit down at a tournament and you're trying to enter the game, but it won't let you because the side's already assigned to something else. For example, the right side here with Elisa could be assigned to port 3 or 2 or whatever. and you wouldn't be able to enter the game unless you knew what it was. I think a really easy fix for this would just be, put a little number on the top left hand and right hand corner showing what port is being used. I think it's a simple fix and it'll really solve a lot of problems. Another easily recognizable thing that I think everyone has noticed by now is that there is no option for second player customs. You can only get customs on one side, and it's whatever the main controller was. I'm not sure what the issue was there. I'm sure Namco knows they've messed up there. But at the same time, come on. I think something really cool that Virtua Fighter did is, you can select your regular 1P and 2P outfits, and then you have a separate button to load pre-saved customs. And from what I understand, from what I remember, you can do it with both sides. So, I'd really like to see Namco make that happen. Sometimes you're having a session and people are coming over and they don't want to use your fucking custom where, Dragunov looks like a clown or something like that. And so it'd be pretty useful to just be able to select a regular outfit plus your customs. And I think Sega really got it right on that one. Another weird decision here that Namco decided to go with was that you can't pick those two stages, Hidden Retreat, the sheep stage, or the tomato stage. I mean, I understand they're kind of like joke stages, but some people really like those stages and would like to play on them whenever they want to. But no, still on console you can only pick them at random. Okay, so here we are on versus mode, and right off the bat, you'll notice, if you played arcade, how different graphics are. Normally it's not a huge deal to me, it's just I don't understand some of the decisions they made, all things considered, such as, like, why is it on this stage anyone wearing white is fucking glowing? Like, it's a really strange addition to me. Like, I mean, even Bob, he's not wearing white and he's still glowing for some reason, and it's not good looking. I haven't met anyone who thought it's good looking. Arcade was just, it looked better, and it just didn't have these weird effects that they decided to add on console for some reason. Another thing that bugs me is Bob. You can see Bob's life bar, and Bob is pretty much in his life bar. In arcade version, the life bars are much higher, and by higher I mean, they're just higher up on the screen. Now, this only annoys me because of certain things, like if Bob does this move, he pretty much goes into his life bar. And that's just, it's just annoying. I don't understand why they lowered the life bar. You'll see where if you play and you get a roulette, there's a glowing light above the life bars that shows that you have a roulette. And even then, you'll see that the lights are cut off by empty space because their life bars are supposed to be higher. I saw that in Tag 2 Prologue, you have the option of adjusting it and making the life bars arcade placement. I guess maybe that was for people who are used to the way it is in console already, which, makes sense. Another thing is, from the start menu, you have no option of changing character or changing stage, and that can be really annoying because if someone picks the wrong character, or if you just want to change stages and are tired of playing on the same stage, you have to go all the way back to the main menu and just start all over again. And that's really annoying because you'll lose your score count and all that stuff. Right, and you'll see here that it's not a problem exclusive with the pause menu. It also happens when matches are over. If you want to just change your stage or something, you don't have that option. Once again, you have to return to the character select screen. I mean, I'm actually surprised they gave us that. And, we can, and then we're going to have to pick our characters all over again, and then we can start picking stages. You would think that an easy solution to all of this would be just to play in tournaments on arcade mode. But, that can get annoying too because you are constantly going back to the character select screen and you have no choice. As a matter of fact, let's check out arcade mode right now. Okay, so arcade mode right off the bat. Once again, only one player can have customs. Like I said, a really easy fix to this would be to use the Virtua Fighter method of having a select menu for wearing outfits or costumes or whatever. Another weird thing about Arcade Battle is the way the port selection works. The way it works, and most people don't know this, is you can have up to 4 ports assigned, and it doesn't matter which one, it's just a total of 4. It could either be 1, 2, 3, ports 1, 2, 3, and 4, or ports 1, 2, 5, and 6. You know, it doesn't matter. The thing about it though is that each one of those ports, once it enters, is assigned to one side, which is really strange. You would think that, you know, it doesn't matter as long as the controller is connected to the PS3, you should be able to press start if no one is playing, and you should be able to enter, but it doesn't work that way. The way it works is, like I said, each port is assigned to one side. So let's say I'm on 1P playing Law, and as per usual, I just keep winning. So now you have 3 other players that are playing with me, each with their own controller, each with their own port, and they enter and they start playing on the right player's side. But then, you know, I finally lose with Law, and I get up, and now the next person wants to enter. They can't just press start and start playing. They have to switch their port from whatever they were on to port 1, which is now assigned to the left player side, and that can get really annoying, especially if you don't have a home button and to be able to switch it easily. So like I said, I think a very easy fix would be to either implement showing of what port is assigned to which side, or just make it so that you can enter on any side. I feel like that was really half-assed. That could have been done much better, you know, for arcade mode, and you should just be able to enter by pressing start on any controller that's hooked up to the PlayStation. Alright, let's check out practice mode. Okay, so here we are in practice mode, and one thing I forgot to mention is this thing where they add the name of the mode you're in to the bottom of the screen. Right there, right in your face. Why? What is the purpose of that? It's really redundant, it's unnecessary, and I just think it's really dumb. As for the practice mode itself, it's okay at best. It could definitely be better. I don't understand why Namco hasn't added the frame data function like Virtua Fighter has. You know, it's really useful, it's great for learning the game, and Namco is just really stingy with frame data for some reason. I haven't been able to figure out why. The options that we have are decent, you know, they're okay. It's a standard practice mode. The things they added from DR to this game is, you know, I think they're actually pretty cool. I really like stand to guard, so you can test if certain moves are natural on counter hit or, you know, regular hit. You know, you can just test that out if you're not sure. You know, like for example, Law's full crouch low to flip kick. You can see that it's not natural. He got hit with the low. He blocked the second hit. You know, that's pretty good. Position reset. I don't understand why they would ever have it off. That should always be on. And yeah, you know, I wish that you could actually save a spot, so you know you could test out different combos from that area, that specific area. So you know, let's say I want to practice a combo from over here, and you know I mess it up, and you know can't go for it again. It's just something to consider. Aris and a whole bunch of other people have already complained about the lack of capture, command capture, or record function, which, you know, I 100% agree with. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my main complaints. I hope it didn't come off as too whiny. I did think, you know, it was okay port. It just could have been way better. And, you know, at some points it just feels like the game was really half-assed. I feel like they should add what no other fighting game has done, which is a tournament mode, which you can do all these things that I've mentioned that are really important. You know, being able to stage select, character select. I mean, if they don't want to change their current arcade or versus mode, you know, tournament mode would be really good. You know, making it easier for other controller ports to join. You know, stuff like that. Another weird thing that I forgot to mention is when you select your main stage here, why the fuck can't you pick the tomato stage? You can pick the sheep stage, but not the tomato stage. I don't understand. Like I said, it's just all these little things making it, like, it just makes me wonder about what they were thinking when they made certain decisions. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, and see you next time.